Welcome all of you in the class of English. I, Sonia Bajaj, Punjabi mistress from Chakkhedewala, interact with you to discuss a very important topic which is common for all classes, that is the parts of speech. Actually, the parts of speech plays an important role in learning English grammar because English grammar is based on the parts of speech. What is the parts of speech? Our words are divided into different kinds or classes called parts of speech. According to their use and according to their work, they arrange in the sentence to make sentence meaningful. And these are 8 in number. Those parts of speech are noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective, preposition, conjunction and interjection. First and foremost, we will talk about noun in detail. The different kinds of noun are there in English grammar. Dear students, first of all, we will look at the concrete and abstract noun. Then we will turn common and proper noun. And after that, we will discuss very interesting, the collective noun. And finally, we will discuss the very important topic related to the nouns, countable and uncountable noun. So, first of all, what is noun? I am sure you know the answer to this. Noun is name, just a name of thing, place, animal, feeling or idea. For example, Agam likes to go to park and see the puppies. Here, 3 nouns are there in this sentence. Do you tell me, students? Yes, Agam, name of a person, park, a place, and puppies, animals. So all the persons, all the people, all the places, all the animals are physical. Means we can see them, we can touch them. Are concrete nouns. So what are abstract nouns? We can't see them, we can't touch them. These are only feelings or ideas that are abstract nouns. For example, honesty is the best policy. Here, honesty is a feeling or idea and policy is also a feeling. So, honesty and policy are abstract nouns. One more example is here. Love is powerful emotion. Love is the name of feeling. You can take anger, happiness, sadness, also feelings, and emotion is also a feeling. So, these are abstract nouns. Now students, we will look at the common noun and proper noun. So first of all, what is common noun? Common noun is a general noun and proper noun is the name to specific person, specific personality. So here are some examples of common and proper nouns. The noun written on the left side are the common noun and the nouns written on the right side are the proper nouns. Woman is a common noun. It can mean any woman. And Sonia is a name of a person, name of a woman. In fact, in this case, me of course, in the same way, man is a common noun. It can mean any man. And Edison is the name of a man, name of a specific individual. Like this, city, country are the common names. And Jalalabad, India are the proper names. Students, do you noticing something about the proper nouns? Can you tell me? You should be noticing this. All proper nouns should be written with capital letters. In fact, first capital letters. So, if we talk about the university in general, then university is a common noun. Then all the letters in the university will be in lowercase, means small letters. If we talk about the specific university like University of Kashmir, Then U in university and K in Kashmir should be capital letters because these are proper nouns refer to a specific university. Students, you can take more examples, but I will focus on last two. You will understand definitely the proper nouns. The day and the month. The day, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you always written with capital letters, you know. And in the same way, January to December, always written with first capital letter. So don't forget, students, the proper noun always written with first capital letters. Turn to the really interesting, the collective noun. Collective means something collection. Collective noun means group of people, group of animals, things, etc. There are so many collective nouns are there in English. Let's take some common example of collective nouns. A group of students is called class. It means class means group of students. In the same way, players, group of players is called team. It means team is group of players. Employees means the worker work in the same office. Can you tell me the another word for the group of workers? Yes, staff. Students, there are more examples on the screen also, but I want you also guess the collective noun of this before I shout to them. Can you tell me the group of soldiers? Yes, that is army. The group of criminals. The word is gang. Gang is group of criminals. So students, there are animals also a collective noun. Wolves, a group of wolves is called pack, and wolves are very dangerous when they are in pack. And in the same way, group of bees is called swarm. You know, there are some collective nouns for things also. If 5 or 6 keys in my hand, do you know what we call that? We call that a bunch of keys. In the same way, you can take some more example also. Students, I said this is very interesting. It can be very interesting, but there is a big problem in the collective noun. Problem is that there are so many collective nouns. If you learn the most common ones, you can use them fluently in your conversation and make your speech stylish. So learn as many as possible. So let's move on the most important part related to the nouns, countable and uncountable noun. So first of all, what is countable noun? That can be counted, countable noun. Uncountable noun, that cannot be counted, uncountable noun. Some examples are here: bag, table, book, apple, chair, food. You can take some more examples of countable nouns. With countable nouns, we can use number, singular, plural. Means you can say 2 bags, 5 tables, 3 books, 5 apples, 3 chairs. Okay. It means we can say a or an is used with the countable numbers only, but uncountable numbers, with uncountable numbers we can't use a and an. That is very important because salt, sugar, air, tea, coffee, love, hate, these are the examples of uncountable noun. We can't count it. If you want to try to count the salt or sugar, they are so small, it is very difficult to count them. So we never use a or an with uncountable nouns. Ask the question, we use with countable noun, how many? For example, how many books are there in my school library? And with uncountable noun, use how much tea is left in the glass. countable noun a few. Few means a small number. I can say there are a few books in my library. Means I don't know the exact number, but small books, some books. So with uncountable noun we use a little. There is a little tea left in the glass. So with uncountable noun we use a little to describe small quantity. That's very important. Students, when we talk about a big number, a big quantity, can you tell me? With countable noun we use many and a lot of, and with uncountable noun we use much and lot of. No doubt a lot of is used with both countable and uncountable noun. For example, there are a lot of books in our library. There is lot of tea in the kettle. In the same way, some is used with countable and uncountable noun both. For example, there are some books in our library. There is some tea in the jar. Now I want to tell you about the area where many people makes mistake with when we want to make comparison with countable noun and uncountable noun. For example, countable noun, I have 50 books and you have 75 books in your library. So it means book is countable noun. It means you have more books than me. Then we use more with countable noun. And with uncountable noun, for example, I drink 4 cups milk in a day and you drink 6 cups milk in a day. It means you drink more milk than me. In same case, we use more with uncountable noun. But what's about its opposite? It means you drink more milk. It means I drink less milk. Then we use less with uncountable noun. Then back to the first example. There are 25 students in my school and 50 students in your school. It means you have more students, but it means I have less students. No. Less is never used with countable noun. Many people may make mistake. That is very important. I have fewer students. Less is with uncountable noun and fewer is with countable nouns. So remember these things and never make the common mistake I have discussed with you. Let's have a quick look again. What's about concrete and abstract noun? We see them, we touch them are concrete, and we can't see them, we can't touch them. These are feelings or ideas. And what is common? Common is a general name, noun, and proper noun is the name of specific individual. And one important rule of proper noun always written with first capital letter. And what's about collective noun? Collective noun, learn as you can, as many, because it make your speech more stylish. And countable and uncountable noun, we have learned a few rules, but the most important rule is less with uncountable noun and fewer with countable noun is most important. See you in the next video. Thank you so much.